Hey, Rebel Girls. How are you both doing today?
Good.
Not too bad. How are you?
Good. I'm feeling very Bikini Kill Rebel Girl today. This is 2 lawsuit threats in 1 week.
Wow, we're on fire.
I
Doing
think
big things.
we are doing big things. Yes. So the big legal strategy now is they want to send us a scary letter. Lisa, your name is on it. My name is on it. And hope that we cry into our coffee and shut up about the Cobain case altogether. Spoiler alert. I actually don't have any coffee, but I'll drink my water. You girls got your stuff. We're still drinking our coffee. And let's talk about exactly what they said. So let me just bring up the newest threat. Yes. Okay. So, Miss Wilkins and Miss Francie. This firm represents the End of Music LLC, which owns the rights to Kurt Cobain's intellectual property and rights of publicity, including without limitation, Mr. Cobain's image, voice, and likeness. On November 25th, 2024, we sent a cease and desist letter to Miss Francie. Now, I just want to let everyone know here super quickly. They later on asked me who Lisa is and if they can have her address, to which I told them, jog on.
Politely,
so I don't
fuck off.
So how did they send me anything in November if they don't know who I am? They literally asked Michelle later on in correspondence who exactly I am and for my address. How did you send me a cease and desist in November that I sent back if you don't know who I am or where I am?
Yeah, valid point. So we didn't get any letter. We demand your immediate compliance. Now, this is my favorite part because it's, one of my favorite things to be called in life is despicable. Recently, we became aware of an even more despicable violation of our clients' rights in the form of a trailer for a documentary that uses an AI version of Mr. Cobain's voice as narration. Apparently, the narration repeats the false and defamatory basis for the existence of your website and organization. So let's talk about what are they trying to say here? They are trying to say that it's false and defamatory that Kurt Cobain's death was a homicide.
Can I add one thing real quick?
Yes, please.
Of course.
A while back, we did receive, if you go back through our shorts on YouTube, there's a few on there for me and Michelle that talking about them trying to shut us down on Patreon.
They did. Yeah.
End of Music LLC, and it's owned by Courtney and Francis.
Yes.
So rather this is just them running a typical, threatening people that they think are making money or whatever on top of them, or this is directly from Courtney, is anybody's guess.
Well, what I would like to do, they want all of our receipts, and I would like to send them the receipts and ask them to be paid back for the work we've done because, we have not made any money, but we've spent a lot of money. So we'd love to be paid back for that. Thank you guys. That would be an amazing thing for you to do. Yeah. So the despicable part is amazing and I really love it. And that's some really nice legalese that they're using there as well.
Very nice intimidation tactics.
Yes. That's their tactics.
Exactly. So let's talk about this particular letter is about the trailer for the documentary. Now, the documentary has been removed from YouTube, but it is on Vimeo and will be going back up. And it is under fair use, and we are very happy to say that. And there is no AI voice of Mr. Cobain in that one. However, what we're doing is very legal. It's for public interest. It's medical. It's fair comment. And it's we're not saying something we believe is defamatory. We are telling you what we believe is the absolute and God's honest truth, and we legally have the right to that opinion.
I'll say last time I checked in America, there's freedom of speech.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, what happened to freedom of speech? We're not.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so what happens if they actually tried to take us to court? Well, I'm Canadian, so first of all, they're going to have fun because they have to.
My name's on the paperwork. Sue me. It'll get us some publicity.
My name's nowhere on the paperwork, but if, I'm brought in as an associate, which when I agreed to do this, I knew that there were risks. I literally don't own anything. I'm still paying on my cars. I don't own a home. I I think I got $50 in my bank account right now.
Yeah.
Michelle,
And you know
You're
what
going to
if
have a whole lot of fun getting a whole lot of nothing. You can't get blood out of a turnip. So
Michelle, what if I said to someone like, sue me, you can't get blood out of a rock?
Exactly. And this is Lisa and I have been talking about this since the very start of this entire thing, because I used to have a business that got fucked. Thank you, everyone, by the way, who has done that to me. Really appreciate it. But so I no longer even have a business that can be taken from me, but that's already done. And that is not solely from the hate groups who have come after me, but they did make it much, much worse, and kind of put the last nails in that coffin. But you know what? I would say if someone thinks they have a chance to sue us for defamation, then by all means sue us. We would love the chance to put every single piece of evidence we have on the table in front of a judge. No PR filter. I mean, that's what discovery is for, right? We are going to prove to you that Kurt Cobain's death was a homicide, and you prove to me that what we did was defamation, Courtney.
Right.
Yep.
We would love to see you. Please, by all means. And I will come down to America for that. So what happens with a Canadian is you can file a judgment against somebody in America, but I don't have to legally go to the court case, and it's not enforceable against me in Canada. So I could have a judgment against me in America, but it's not enforceable. They would have to come to Canada and get a Canadian judge to then go like, yeah, this seems reasonable. But the thing is, Canada is way, way more, we love free speech. So there's a very, very slim chance that any Canadian judge would ever find an AI voice of Kurt Cobain in a 1.5 minute trailer. And
that's the best part. They're doing this over a 1 minute, I think 42 second trailer.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of what's being said. Let's be so for real
absolutely.
right now.
They're just
But also, like, maybe this is my ignorance. Like, I get that they own the recordings. I get that they own all of that. But do they own the sound of his voice?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the paperwork is saying.
Well, I know that's what they're saying. I'm asking if that's actually legit. Like, is that...
That's a good question. I don't know. That is something we need to look up.
Yeah, somebody left a comment and asked, like, being that it's AI, being produced by AI, is that covered under that? Because...
Yeah.
What if we had an impersonator who sounded like Kurt?
Right.
So, okay. So short answer, no one literally owns the sound of Kurt's voice, but they can try to claim certain legal rights around it depending on how it's used. Some U.S. states like California, where they're based, although I think they're based in Washington, have laws protecting the commercial use of a person's name, voice, signature, photograph, or likeness without permission. California has postmortem rights, pardon me, which last 70 years after death. If you recorded Kurt's actual voice without rights and used it commercially, they'd have a stronger claim. An AI recreation is murkier. You're not using a recording, but you are intentionally imitating him. They'd likely argue this falls under sound-alike cases, but again, public interest, commentary protection, medical research outweighs publicity rights in non-commercial expressive works. So,
interesting.
Yeah. So, and in Canada, we don't have national right of publicity law. Personality rights exist in some provinces, but they're weaker, and they have exceptions for matters of public interest, which includes investigative journalism. You know, there's a lot of things about Canada I don't like, but this is not one of them.
This is where it's at.
So so when I was just looking it up, it says for AI voice cloning, with the rise of AI voice cloning technology, there are legal considerations regarding the unauthorized use of someone's voice for commercial purposes or to create misleading content. We're not.
No.
While copyright law doesn't directly protect the sound of a voice, the right of publicity and potential defamation laws can come into play when a cloned voice is used commercially or to spread misinformation. We're not using it commercially or to spread misinformation.
Which is what they're saying we're doing. And then I say, okay, well,
prove it.
Here we go.
Prove it.
So that's what we would extend. I have been back and forth with him all day, and we did concede to one thing that we will let you all know about later, but it has nothing to do with backing off on the case. It was a likeness right that we conceded, obviously, legally. Yeah. And but otherwise, there's no universe where we are backing off anything we are saying. In fact, I think we'll probably do more
double
podcasts.
Down.
I think we'll double down, actually.
Like, they send these threatening half-assed correspondence like, oh, you need to cease and the majority of people back down immediately.
Yeah.
They hear you're being sued, they get scared to death, and they back down immediately.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to stand up to these fuckers. And
Exactly.
They've been allowed to do this for 31 years.
Right.
Intimidate people,
Yeah.
lie, control the narrative,
Yeah.
spread lies and misinformation. Absolutely not.
And, that's a really good point, Rachel. And I want to segue into talking a little bit about some more of what we've experienced over the last 6 months to a year. I mean, we've been working on it longer, but this 31 years of silence bullshit that is still in place in Washington and in place everywhere. I really want to talk about that. But, Rachel and I have talked about this a little bit. I don't know, Lisa, if you and I have talked about it, but I always have this thing where I think to myself, what would you do in this situation? Like, I always think, if I was living in Nazi Germany, would I have had the guts to stand up and help Jewish people? And so I know this is a weird sort of thing. And then I think, well, would I have had the guts to stand up to Courtney? Because she just fucking mowed over everyone. She mowed over anyone who knew Kurt, all the women, everyone. And I think, I'm a very small person, and to my detriment, I probably would have stood up to her. I'm an idiot. So I guess.
Well, no, you're not an idiot. You're not a weak-willed. You're a very assertive, strong, and powerful person, regardless of the size of your stature. And I think that's what it boils down to, is the people that are willing to just let her get away with her shit because she's loud and intimidating and is going to come at you fiercely instead of standing your ground. I mean, absolutely not. You may be louder, but that doesn't make you right.
Yeah, well, that's true. And I just hope one of you would have been there with me so that I could have run behind you when she would have come at me with the bottle.
I'm over 6 foot in my Doc Martens, babe. Come on, let's do it.
I would love that opportunity.
Didn't she chase someone with a bottle somewhere and just
hit a
Victoria Clark,
on her couch
with
a whiskey bottle.
There's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Victoria Clark, because there was Britt Collins and Victoria Clark. They were the two girls that were writing the book. She literally ran into Victoria in, I think it was a club or a concert, whatever. I'm pretty sure it was a club though. And dragged her out by the hair, hit her over the head with a beer bottle. And I
would have loved that opportunity. Still to this day.
God bless anyone who has stuck up to that.
She got away with it. I mean, they called the cops and everything, and it went to court, and she got away with it. She assaulted some of her freaking fans at a concert. That was dismissed at court by the freaking judge.
Did they bring up Kurt? Why did she do that?
I think because they were men. I'm not really sure. It was not long. I want to say it was not long after Kurt died, when she was super loco crazy on drugs and just looked like a cracked out.
Defamation.
I'm so sorry, but it's not defamation because it's true. And hasn't she herself said that she's libel proof?
Oh yes, exactly.
She has no reputation to ruin because she's
true.
Well, we talked to a lawyer about a year ago. Michelle, do you remember that conversation? We had talked to a lawyer and
which
asked
one?
Her about the libel thing. Yeah, which one? But they had said, being that she built her reputation, she's built her career around being this asshole personality.
Yeah.
That us saying bad things about her plays right into how she has made her celebrity.
Yeah. And don't forget, I mean, she's Scarlet Letter. Everything bad has happened to her because she's a strong woman. Now, all three of us, I will say, are fairly strong women. We don't generally take very much shit. And yet no one has ever pinned a letter on me. Well, except recently, the hate mob has.
I was going to say, we might have gotten a few letters recently.
Yes. Not, I'm almost 50, so I feel like I've lived most of my life with no letter, which is pretty amazing. But yeah.
I've had a few throughout my life, but.
Now, do you find it strange? Were you surprised that when we started talking to people like ballistics experts, lawyers, forensic pathologists, and others, that they still refused to challenge the Cobain case? Despite anyone who's looking realizes that there's something to at least look at, right?
I'm surprised and not. Because that's kind of what I assume that they're going to do, because for whatever reason, that's what everybody's always done, is oh, nope, they did it right the first time without even looking at it. Oh, it's already right. That's it. We don't need to look at it. It's fine how it is. But then at the same time, yeah, it surprises me that there seems to be so many people that are okay with that, that are okay with not coming to their own conclusions and making logical determinations and speaking up for what's right and what's true. That will always blow my mind.
For me, I think a big part of it is people are so afraid of being wrong. I
That
had
too.
a conversation in the Facebook group the other day with a few girls, and people are so afraid of everything they know, like regarding this subject especially. They're so afraid of being wrong that they double down in their ignorance rather than just sitting back and listening.
Yep.
And possibly learning something, because it's all there. But
Yeah.
to answer your question, I have noticed, like, depending on the location of these people, like, I've talked to a lot of gun guys, and the location, like these guys that I'm meeting out of Pennsylvania, Ohio, like these smaller wooded towns, like they're so much more open-minded and willing to go against the official narrative and actually question things and learn something. Whereas these people out of bigger LA, Seattle, they double down in it. And instead of going into it with an open mind, looking at it unbiasedly, they're looking at it from a standpoint of suicide and looking for things to support that.
Confirmation bias.
Yeah, they're looking to confirm that narrative rather than just
For any
looking
discrepancies.
Yes, exactly.
And so let's, because now people are going to have to watch to the middle to find out what's happening with the case. I want to let people know that we wanted to have this done by the end of August, but we have had, well, I can talk about this one publicly. So the Seattle Times won't let us use some of their photos in our peer-reviewed paper.
No.
And they, you would think 31 years, the photos are public, but they refuse to allow us to use them.
And they're posted all over the place.
Oh, I know.
It's not like these are...
Yeah. So Courtney is exceptionally litigious. She just sued, as we know, to, when Richard Lee took the case and it went up to the Superior Court. And that really fucked us. But anyways, so, they just, I assume they just don't want to be involved in that. So we are now trying to figure out a way around doing that. And the place that is doing the peer review, that is doing the publishing, they're the ones not allowing it to be published with those photos. So now we're working on fair use. And so everything is like, we make these plans and we do our best, but we have no idea what new fucking bullshit roadblock is going to come to, in our way. And so it's like, we wanted to obviously take in it's one thing to take in a paper and say, here, this is all good. And then it's another thing to go, hey, this has been peer reviewed and is now published. Probably should take a look at this. Hey, so we're now dealing with that.
I just see this like Seattle Times is like the main publication in Seattle. How is this not playing into 31 years later, the media still attempting to cover this up? Like, if they could find any way to pump the brakes on this peer-reviewed paper, they're going to do it with photos. They're going to do it with... it just all plays in together for me. It's controlling the narrative 31 years later.
It is. And because they contributed so heavily to the lies and the lies and misinformation that so many people still to this day believe is wild.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know that people aren't probably like you, like we are, where you feel where you're so sensitive that you worry, like, did I do something that has maybe ever caused someone to be unwell or to, be in a hospital or but these people just go on and live their lives, and I guess they don't give any fucks about that. I mean, to me, that would, and obviously we all do things inadvertently that, we can't help it if somebody's mentally ill and ends up in a situation or something. But I think, you try to live your life in the way that you don't hurt people, intentionally.
Yeah. Like if I were to hurt somebody, that the guilt of that eats me alive.
Me too.
Like
Yeah.
genuinely eats me alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny then that we would also be in the situation where and I don't want to use the word bullying because it's so overused, but where the internet has certain people have again actively tried to suppress what we're doing, and not Courtney, not those people. I mean, she is actively trying to suppress us at this point. I think we're finally on her radar. But.
Yeah, I'll say, but I mean that we knew that was an eventuality. Like that was.
Yeah,
It's almost like a progress marker at this point.
Yeah.
Like that's just how far we've made it. Now she's finally stepping up to the plate to say, nope.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about this the National Enquirer has now
broke the case.
Yay. And it's our good friend Jason Jensen, the world's best PI.
My favorite.
So let's hey Jason, the 90s called, they want their evidence from the Kurt Cobain case back. So he has put evidence into the SPD that is literally, where is the shell casing? The handwriting doesn't match. There's literally no new evidence, and he allegedly has brought this into the Seattle police and tried to get them to reopen the case.
Every single thing that the National Enquirer is reporting, that reported this morning, was all in our original packet that we presented to the SPD 17 months ago. So
I also want to point out one of the things that they got wrong is they said that the handwriting practice sheet, that they got that when Courtney was arrested.
Yeah. That's
not how that worked. That's not when.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not when that happened. That's not.
Okay, and now
I think that's their way around naming Rosemary. Would be my guess.
Yeah. Well, Rosemary was mentioned, wasn't she?
Yeah, her name's in it. Yeah.
Yeah, but not in relation to any evidence discovering or.
I mean, even this is all stuff that Tom Grant has been running ragged for 30 years, and now all of a sudden, because this celebrity death chasing man.
I'll say I would love to say that Jason Jensen, like Tom Grant, is MacGyver in comparison to this man.
I know, right? Wait, did you guys see his not to change the subject, but did you guys see his post about searching for the knife that Brian the Ohio killer?
Yeah, you were right on that. Yeah. And it was right at the time, just like 2 months ago, when that guy had murdered his children. You remember that guy, Rachel? Yeah.
Yeah, like he jumped on that too. Like
anything that happens that gets headlines, he's jumping on.
Yes, like he's the definition of a celebrity death chaser. Anything that he thinks can get himself known or seen, he's top of it. And like even the JonBenet case, like I was going over his stuff related to that. He used these same handwriting analysts. And if you dig into it, I mean, Michelle, I'm pretty sure you looked into it too. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's
Google
nothing.
Him.
Yeah. Just Google him. Look at the other cases he's broken, like JonBenet's. Like, I mean, there's nothing there. And so, he keeps talking about the case has been reopened, but the article says
no, it hasn't.
The case has not been reopened. SPD confirmed it is not.
Literally. And he also says that he's working with 2 cold case detectives.
There isn't 2 cold case detectives in Seattle.
I know.
There's one. Like
there's also no assistant DA, and I think he's talking about Mark. I think he's trying to pretend that Mark, our lawyer, is who he's talking about.
That's
right?
exactly what I thought as soon as I read it. I'm like, he's literally talking about our.
And he was not an assistant DA, but I think, when Mark and I were talking about it, I'm like, are they talking about you? Because,
Can't even get that right.
It must be nice to have it must be nice to just be able to say whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
Not have to worry about actually proving it or showing any paper trail to prove any of what you're saying. Like, just saying it's gospel. And then you have this band of
merry idiots. Yeah.
I was trying to be nice, Michelle. There's
No, you weren't.
idiots and assholes that are willing to hang on every word just because it's not us saying it. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly right.
But
And
he's got it reopened. He's working with the two cold case detectives, guys, and it's
And-
reopened.
listen, if it
They
was
just won't
reopened,
say it.
National Enquirer is the
It's-
place that you would see that.
right.
It's
That
top
is.
secret. It's top secret, and they're not allowed to say it yet. God,
Oh.
I know,
they only tell him. That's it.
I mean, this
Exactly,
story is
yes.
what, between an alien abduction and a man to deliver a baby? Is that, you know, this is
It's
real
Trifecta.
you
real
know,
breath of course.
it's always too like we're always on the defense, and it's such a like
Always.
you know,
Exhausting.
it's exhausting,
Pain in
and
the
like
ass.
you know, instead of any of these people doing actual work, you know, they get an article in the National Enquirer. I mean, why don't you do the work? It's not that hard. I mean,
It's
it's repetitive and it's time consuming, and we all do
you
it.
actually
you know?
have to use your brain.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
know that's hard for some people, but
You
that's what
answered
it's
your own
meant for.
I think there's a lot of atrophy going on there.
I was
though,
just
you know?
about to say it's one of those, if you don't use it, you lose it. So maybe that's what we're
Yes,
dealing with.
exactly. And you know, it has you think, oh, if all these people actually worked on the case, it would be for the better. But honestly, the amount of bullshit that they seem to believe too, like the Daniel Clint Rich story, like all of it.
The
I
love
mean,
child.
Yeah, the love child. I mean, tell me again, show me again that you're a great private investigator without actually showing me, and then post that picture of like Ashlyn Cobain. I mean, it's just,
She's
It's
Kurt's
exhausting.
daughter, Michelle. God, how dare you?
I know I have
Does
no respect.
anybody else cringe anytime they see this girl call him dad?
Oh.
Like, every time I see it, I'm just like, "Oh, like, are you serious right now? How are you not like, I get secondhand embarrassment seeing no, like I do. I'm like, I have to put my phone down. Like, did she really say that?
I think I have to like almost pretend that it's like a daddy type of thing, and just so it's less cringy.
I know.
It is. Oh my
Oh
god.
my God. But you know, the funny thing is we proved she's not Kurt's daughter.
Mm.
I mean, Rachel, you did the Photoshop proof of how she Photoshopped that picture. I mean, Lisa, you've been telling me this for 2 years, and I'm just like, well, what if she is and we're being mean?
Listen, the day that she told me that, you know, the first thing out of my mouth was, listen, you have the ability, if you are actually his child, you have the ability to break this wide open.
Mm.
All you have to do is take a DNA test. Her response was, if anybody finds out who I am, I'll deny everything. That was enough for me. Like,
Yeah.
And I mean,
know.
you know, of course, she has had financial issues like all of us have, and
We all
that's,
have.
you know, but she has never gone like, well, you know, I'm Kurt's kid. Maybe could you drop me a few bucks, Francis? Or, you know, like, I mean, I literally am going to lose my home. I have children. Again, I'm not stating that that's ever happened to her, but, you know, I feel like Francis is a generous enough person that if Kurt had another child, she would help that person.
yeah,
Just my opinion.
letting her live in whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's so tired.
It's our sentiment of the day,
Yeah, like,
pretty
Ugh.
much.
Yeah.
So basically, we are still behind schedule because of now this new issue with the Seattle Times. There are a few other things going on behind the scenes that we are working on evidence-wise. Other than that, I think, you know, we're still running up to the same old bullshit. People don't want to. Can we talk about this one more thing?
Of course.
If one more person says to me, well, Kurt died of his own overdose and then they found him and shot him, I will lose my mind. I'm not kidding.
I've been fighting this with people, even if he did overdose himself and die, and he has these people standing around him. How does it make it okay that they took a shotgun and stuck it in his mouth? Like,
Well, it doesn't. But me and Michelle literally worked together. What was this, babe? Like 4 months ago,
Yep.
and put together a whole thing, point by point, proving that
That
did
didn't
not happen.
yeah,
It was obviously premeditated. They would have had to find him within about 5 minutes of overdosing. So why didn't they give him Narcan? Why did they allow him to die and then shoot him? So it's the same thing. I mean, we know it was premeditated. Obviously, the gun was there. The shells were there. They did not find Kurt dead and then go. The sixth man proves that he died very quickly. And we know that they must have shot him very quickly because there was still some blood moving in his system very slowly. But so you're telling me they found him, got the gun, loaded the shells, did all that within like 5 minutes? It's not reasonable. Stop saying it. It's stupid. And it's dumber than the whole he took his own life. I would believe that before I would believe that. So just shut it. Never say it again. And check yourself into an institution if that's what you think. Because you have some real problems.
Well, I
love
comments a lot.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Maybe we should edit that out. But I'm just like, I don't want to hear it again. It's so stupid.
No, it really is. And it's like, they're not looking at any of the actual facts. It's like they're trying to, somebody, I don't even remember who it was, but somebody at one point said like, you know, I'll take Dylan's defense for $1,000.
Exactly,
you know, like,
right. Yes.
Because that's the type of shit that desperate people that don't care about the actual facts or logic or how things work, but what they can spin and try and convince you of, that's what they come up with.
Yeah.
But when you look at the actual, like, I don't know, forensics and laws of physics and how things actually work, it's clear as day.
We're going to shoot a dead body to protect a dealer?
It's ridiculous.
That's not a thing. Like, and nobody cared. Nobody cared about Kristen Pfaff, who the dealer was in her death. Nobody in Seattle cared about the dealer at that point in time. There's so many reasons that is the most ridiculous, not myopic, like juvenile, stunted thinking that I have ever heard in my life. And you know what it is? It's mostly people in Seattle who know there's something wrong with Kurt's death. They know Kurt couldn't have shot that gun, and they refuse to believe that he was murdered. That's the problem. They're
rationalizing.
Yeah. And it's like,
but
you know that spouses...
Rational, like, even I've attended a lot of overdose scenes. Even if somebody did accidentally overdose themselves, how do you write off the gun part? Like these people from Seattle that are saying Kurt accidentally overdosed and they shot him to cover it up. Even if he did take them drugs himself, how does it make it okay that they picked up a gun and stuck it in his mouth afterwards? It's
not murder. It's tampering with a corpse then, right?
Yeah.
No, it's still murder.
illegal.
The person's just overdosing and not actually dead.
We know that Kurt couldn't have given himself those 3 needles. He didn't, and put the caps back on them, did all that stuff. We know that he would have had to have, he had so much heroin, it didn't fit in the needles. He couldn't have done it. So they had to have given him more.
Well, and not to mention
single delivery dose. Like, I'll never change my mind on that. Nobody will ever think differently. That dosage was delivered in multiple shots.
And the 1.52 isn't even the entirety because he was not done metabolizing it.
No.
So
because he died that fast.
So it's even higher than that. And that's what people don't like. They want to act like we're so crazy that, people take that much all the time. God.
No,
and they drive and stuff. Like,
I have this argument with people.
You guys are just crazy. You don't know how shit works.
Yeah, my favorite ones. Those are my favorite comments. Like, you guys don't know nothing about addiction. I'm like,
my favorite is the people that have clearly never done an opiate in their entire freaking life that think they're going to tell me how opiates work.
See, I think the worst ones are the ones that get in the comments and they're like, I'm a heroin addict and I shot dope for 30. Then you shouldn't be arguing this. Unless
literally.
Like, how are you arguing this? If you have shot heroin, you know how it affects you, especially with or benzos on top. Like, you're just reaching for an excuse because you do not want to be wrong.
Yeah. And can we edit? I'd love if we could edit in the part where Buzz Osborne says, "Why do people need to believe Kurt was suicidal? Why is that so?" I'm using the word romantic, but why do they want that? Because Buzz, as we know, he's one of the few people who have been honest about Kurt. And if you want to decide whether or not Buzz is honest, look at how Montage of Heck lied about Kurt. We proved that in our last video. You can easily see that they tried to make that look like that was a true story about Kurt and the vulnerable girl. And we proved that both Courtney and the director know that that's not true. So that is a lie. Buzz is the one who said that was a lie. So therefore, we know that Buzz is genuinely as honest as, well, probably more honest than anybody else who's ever spoken about Kurt who knew him.
Yeah. And I mean, he's an asshole. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He is. And he's said shit about Kurt over the years that's not nice.
Yeah.
But that's
that doesn't
his
make him a
recollection.
liar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kurt wasn't perfect. Hello.
No,
and
he was a human being.
Exactly. And so look at Buzz going like, why do these people need to think Cobain was suicidal? Why? And that's, again, this romantic, oh, I see myself in Kurt. Oh, it's this, he was destined to take his own life and blah, blah, blah. And it's so stupid.
Beautiful, tragic artist thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it's the beautiful, tragic, tragic ending for people that they romanticize it. And it all plays into the 90s heroin chic, it set that whole tone for that whole decade.
Yeah.
He was too good for this world. It was always meant to happen. That
irritates the shit out of me when people say Kurt was too good for this world. No bullshit.
I mean, he was too good for this world, but also fuck off.
but to romanticize a suicide that didn't happen is just insane.
Yeah, I can't quite figure out what people have a problem with. They want Cobain to be suicidal. They want that. They would feel better if he was suicidal.
And who are you going to believe? Somebody that knew him really well or somebody that didn't know him at all?
The other thing is that maybe we should put the reasons why the accidental overdose and then shoot to cover up to protect the dealer is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And literally, if anyone says it to me again, I don't have any response for that. I literally, have you heard this theory?
Have you ever considered that maybe?
I like the comments where they're like, you guys never talk about such and such and such. And I'm like, you have no idea how often we have talked about this.
Yes.
We don't talk about it publicly because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't any theory that anybody's going to propose to me that we haven't played with, talked about, went over 100 times amongst each other. Like, we've done every possible scenario. We talk about the ones that hold weight and there's evidence to support.
Exactly. My eyelashes are falling off and
I hate it when that happens.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes I literally had one get stuck in my eye one time.
I do
Oh my God, it was awful.
It's
terrible. And you guys both do your own. This is not a conversation for this podcast. Never mind. Welcome back to the Snarky Girls podcast. So that's pretty much where we're at with everything. We are planning to put some of our more incendiary content on another platform because we feel like it is going to be removed from YouTube at some point. But I mean, right now, fingers crossed. So we will try to back it up so that when we can guarantee that if we're getting threatened with a lawsuit, that obviously they're going to threaten YouTube with a lawsuit as well.
Yeah.
Hey, we just got a really interesting message. Make sure you jump on Facebook Messenger
Is it something we need to read?
Someone that wants to remain anonymous, but they think they have some information to share with us.
Interesting. But they didn't say what?
It's a pretty long message.
It's
about yeah, we probably shouldn't do this right now, but yeah.
Okay. Because I did have someone message me today about John Perky's theory about Kurt being accidentally doing it.
About Courtney's personal assistant.
Oh, so I reached out to one of Courtney's personal assistants, and you reached out to the other? Yeah, and we didn't get any response. So unfortunately, but and that's just more of the this cone of silence that continues around the Cobain case. Friends of Kurt's not wanting to stand up for him because they have no balls and really can fuck all the way off. As I've said many times,
their reputations or their careers or their whatever else more than they care about
money.
him.
I was talking to a friend of Kurt's last week, and an anonymous friend, and he said to me, well, they all made money. And I was like, yeah, but would you have done that? Would you have not stood up for Kurt if there was money? And he said, no, of course not. And I mean, none of us know, again, that was sort of what I was saying about like the Nazi thing or the Courtney thing in the 90s. None of us know what we would do when we were put in that situation, right?
Yeah. No,
but I think that we all know, because all of our asses are on the line right now. So I think we do know what we would do. So.
Right. I mean, it kind of goes back to people that ask, why didn't Joe say anything sooner? Or why didn't he do something to intervene? And it's like, you can't say what you would do unless you're in that situation.
Well, and it's really easy as a third party onlooker to judge somebody else's choices and, you know, ask questions about, well, why didn't they do this? They should have done it that way. But unless you've lived it and experienced it, you don't have any right to judge at all.
Yeah. Now, I know I wouldn't do something for money, and this is not me being, oh, I'm so moral, because trust me, you know, obviously it's out there. I'm far from a perfect human being, but when my husband and I have played in punk band for a long time, and we got an offer from a punk label in maybe 2000, I think, and the recording that we had was really bad. Like, they had added, the person we recorded with, the producer, just added some fucking shit to it, keyboards and just stuff it didn't vibe. And the singing wasn't good. Like, it just wasn't great. And so the person who offered us the recording contract said, no, it has to be this recording. We don't want you to re-record. It has to be this one. And so we were like, okay. Now, I'm not saying that's the same thing, but there was money involved, and we were like, nah, forget it. And that's not the smart thing to do, but I can say that whatever my morals are, they would not allow me to do something just for money. Now, if I was being threatened with death, then all bets are off. But
yeah,
you know,
but I mean, like, money is the root of all evil.
You're not
as I'm concerned, and like, I know myself well enough to know that there is no number that is going to make me sell out my soul and everything that I believe in and believe to be good and true and right.
Yeah, I agree.
I have lived my entire life broke, paycheck to paycheck.
And
This is why all three of us are broke all the time. Because we
Literally.
won't sell out, damn it.
I will literally always choose to be a good person
Absolutely.
over a freaking paycheck.
Yeah, me too.
It's
I know.
not worth it.
No.
Definitely.
And getting
Money
a good
always-
night's sleep.
Well, right. Money comes and goes anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to hold on to, like,
Nope.
why?
Not money I'll ever see. I'm
Right,
gonna
well-
hold on to.
Yeah. Like,
Exactly.
you know, I don't get it. I've not made a literal penny off of any of this.
No, we've
And-
never, not only have you not
yeah.
made a penny, you've bought shirts and merchandise and in fact
Bought things
donated
for the case. And
Yeah,
say donated.
absolutely.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Well, let's just talk about too. Rachel helped donate to. We had hired a PR company to get a press release done, and so I paid for it, and then Rachel and Beverly paid for part of it, and there was some fine print saying if we can't get this released, we can't get it released. And guess what? Courtney stopped that from being released too. Now, it wasn't a huge amount of money, but just, you know, again. No. Things that people, you know, that go on behind the scenes and that we're doing and paying for that sometimes just don't work out. And, you know, I mean, our new handwriting assessment, the ballistics, all of this stuff, like, I think that's something people don't see. They're like, when's it going to happen? And it's like, I've been arguing back and forth with the handwriting guy, and like me and Rachel have been like rephrasing all of it and going through that for like a month, you know, and just like, people don't know how much. And I mean, Lisa, I don't even want to talk about how much you've done with the ballistics, going back and forth, but like going back and forth, doing all this stuff, arguing with people, trying to get rights to things is like so fucking time consuming, you know? And I'm not being woe is me, like, oh, look at what we're all doing. But people, you know,
people don't understand. Everybody wants immediate results, but they don't realize, like,
all of what goes into it
at the capacity it needs to be done at. It takes time. Like, and I say this all the time, but we're further ahead than we ever expected to be this soon.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we
Well, and it's
expect
like,
to actually have these results already.
it's kind of like, you know, invisible labor, you know, like the whole thing of people don't account for, you know, like when you have to come up with the grocery list and like all the things that you can't see that still require work and effort.
Right.
That's essentially what this is, because it's not obvious, we're not doing it on camera, and we're not posting about it every day or whatever. That doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah.
Every single day, a lot of work is still going into this, which is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And, you know, of course, being on the defense all the time. I mean, I went back and forth with that lawyer, 6-8 times today, you know, it's just like, okay, well, there's my afternoon, you know, and it's like, oh, and we didn't accomplish anything because it's like, but this shit is half of what we're doing is dealing with, and then there's other stuff where we're like, do we even respond to this?
No.
Some of the hate stuff, we're just like, okay, well.
If we responded to every single thing that came at us in the last year and a half, that's all we would do. Like, literally, that's all we would ever do.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
it's like all that. I got 5 chapters done on the timeline. I got which
is amazing. I'm so excited for that.
I'm so freaking geeked.
Can't wait to plug it into my boyfriend ChachiBT and put it in there with everything else we have. And I think I told you guys this, but I don't think our handwriting guy might have said this in our last podcast, Rachel, but I don't think he would mind me saying this because he doesn't use any AI in his work. But I'm kind of telling him about ChachiBT and how it works and how. So we put into like our custom AI, we put in all Kurt's journals, all his handwritten lyrics, everything he's ever said that we know is Kurt's. Then we put in Courtney's journals, and then we put in the alleged suicide note and said who wrote the bottom, not the pen pressure, not the actual, mechanics of the handwriting. And it said Courtney wrote it. Kurt has never said please, please on his beggingest day. On his worst, lowest day, Kurt doesn't talk like that, period. Courtney, on the other hand, does talk like that. So linguistically, these aren't things that anyone has noted about the case or noted about the handwriting, but linguistically, I mean, that's a lot quicker for ChatGPT to go through all of those journals than it is for a handwriting expert, right? Yeah. I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of pages. So our handwriting guy is like, okay, I really want to see that because I think that's really interesting. He doesn't do linguistics. He just does, slant, pen pressure, who's writing is what, but
actual handwriting. Yeah.
So that was really interesting. But I think it's going to change the game, over the next few years. People working in conjunction with AI, I think that's where the magic is going to be.
It's huge. Yeah. And it's, if you use it the right way and the amount of things that you can do with it are
endless.
And that's stole the word right out of my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to say anything else, Lisa? You looked like you had something else to say.
No, I don't remember now. I did.
I'm sorry.
I'm good.
Now,
you're good.
Now I'm excited to go read this Courtney stuff. So let's do that. And let's see what trouble can we get into this week, and how can we glitch the system? Let's see what shenanigans
glitch the system, babe.
Okay, ladies.
Just one final time, sue me.
But we would love the media. So we're here.
The publicity would only do great things for us.
Absolutely. And again, we will bring in all of our discoveries, all of our evidence, and we will hand it all lovingly to the judge so they can determine whether or not this defamation is true, or if there's something actually to the what we're putting out there saying that Kurt Cobain's death was a homicide.
And all of our experts will testify and all of the things.
Yeah. I think that would be amazing. Let's move it forward. That would be so much faster than waiting for the case to get reopened.
Right.
So, yeah. So, one day one of us is going to get a call from Courtney, and Lisa, I hope it's you.
Oh, I do too. I tried to call her, but every number.
And I just think it would be funny.
Break her heart.
What used to be
you'd be the see you next Tuesday, the most the 3 of us.
Listen, we're going to get some attention off that phone call. We're going to get some attention. We'll be on all the front pages.
We're here. We're and specifically, I'm here for it. So, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. We will see you all next week, and hopefully have some more interesting news.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.